Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCraft.co.uk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I live and work in Scotland. Today I have come on to do card 2 in our October class in the post kit. So it's Poinsettia Petals we're doing this month for October. So this video is primarily made for the people who bought the kit. However, after a few weeks it will be put to public status on YouTube, so you may be watching it later than that. But anyway, everyone who does watches, comments, likes, subscribes, I totally appreciate you every bit as much as I appreciate the people who buy from me. So without more ado, I'm going to get on with card 2. This one is, I've used a piece of the designer series paper and I've done a little bit of decoupage with cutting out, fussy cutting from the designer series paper that comes with this suite. I'm going to use a wink of Stella for my colouring and the real red, and then my sentiment I will stamp with our old olive. In fact, I'm thinking I'll just do the sentiment now and put it to the side. I think what did I use? I've got thank you for making this a wonderful season. I'm still making Christmas cards, so we've got Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, warm wishes from our home to yours. That's nice. So let's use that one. Pop it down, put it on the block, and I've die cut this little shape. You should have that in your kit. That's from the Stitch So Sweetly die set. I'll just ink it up with my old olive. Because I can't get my head over it, it's a wee bit ski-whiff, but it does the job. And then I need a bit of, had some bits of sponge around somewhere because I just wanted to take the edge. Yeah, here's a nice wee. Just I cut our Stampin' Up! Sponges. They come in a pack of 3 like this, and I've taken one out and I've chopped it into 6 little segments, and then I use it for this sort of job. So I just ink it up and then just take it around the edge. If you don't want it as dark as that, obviously on that one obviously I didn't, probably used what was left on a sponge, but you can dab it off first. But I've just gone straight in for a nice strong edge here. And you can then, with what's left, you can just sponge over and just take the stark white off it. That's it, that'll do fine. Right, and then I can close the green because we no longer need that. Put that and the sponge out of the way. And then that really is all the stamping we'll be doing. Pop that out of the way. So we're using these beautiful Memories and More card bases, and there are beautiful envelopes to go with them, and they are in your kit. And it's out of reach, but here's one from another kit. The envelope's beautifully finished. And it's red foiling, and it's foiling on there too, so it's absolutely gorgeous. So what I've done here is, apart from getting myself covered in ink, I've cut a piece of designer series paper to fit in there. Now I found that 10.2 centimetres by 7.8 fits in there just nicely. And I've cut a piece of this one with it. It's the bigger poinsettia. You have half a pack there, so you can have a rake about and see what you want to use. And then I've used a bit of some scrap I had, and I've cut out a centre, and then I've cut out a piece that's not quite as So I've missed out some of the petals cutting this out. In fact, I don't want that one there either. I don't know why I kept that one in. I meant to cut that off. So just fussy cut them out. There we go. So this one's going to have 2 layers. And these are the same flower as this one. You will notice they're all different, and I thought I picked out the right centre, but it's not quite, I don't think. Maybe it's... No, it's not the right one. But it doesn't matter. It's similar, and once it's all put together you won't really know that it's not the right one. It's kind of so it's close enough. So I'm going to build that up, but first of all, what I did to colour and get this bit of glimmer here was I used Real Red and my Winkoff Stella. So I had squeezed this together like that, and then I have some Real Red in the lid, and then I just pick that up with the tip of my Winkoff Stella, and I just add the colour where I want it. And obviously just a bit like watercolour, though this is like an alcohol in here, it doesn't blend quite as well, but I like the effect it gives me. You can then go back in and add more colour. Take your time and just colour it up how you want it. Obviously it gets lighter the longer you're using it, so you can build that up. I'll do a bit of it while you're watching, but I think what I'll do is film this in 2 parts. I'll go off and finish colouring. So I'm going to colour everything on this, colour that layer and that layer. Well, I'm not actually going to do the middle because I'm going to be covering that over on this one, but I think watching someone colour is quite boring for you, in that I'm doing quite a lot, but basically just using my Winkoff Stella like a water brush, and it's leaving this gorgeous wee shimmery. It's lightening down the Real Red quite a bit, but that's okay. So it's just a different way to colour. You don't have to colour yours this way. If you don't have Winkoff Stella, use your watercolour pencils, use your alcohol markers. You can do it, you can colour these with any of these mediums. I just particularly like when I'm doing Christmas things to use this Winkoff Stella because it gives me this gorgeous shimmery finish. I just think it's so pretty. So I go all quiet when I'm colouring, so it's probably a bit even more boring. And then if I start chattering, then I mess up. So you can just keep adding the colour to suit what you want, how you want your. So as I say, I'm going to be putting this kind of over the top, so I don't think I really need to bother too much with the middle portion. So you keep going till you've coloured in everything, all the bits of flowers, even these ones at the side. So you're just changing the look of the paper really by adding in another colour. As I say, you can take your time, be careful of your brush strokes. just keep going the way that the petal goes, and then that way it won't look so odd. So just as I say, you just keep colouring. So I'll go off just now and finish off the colouring. You obviously can build that up to suit yourself. You can keep adding colour in until you get it as deep as you want it. As I say, it's all to your personal taste. Right, I'm really going to go, and I will be back when I've finished colouring it. Okay, so here we go. I've done the colouring. It's not brilliant. I'm just, you know, you can take more time over it. I've just done it fairly hurriedly. Spent a bit more time on the top layers than the bottom layer. Coloured everything the way I want it. And then the next thing to do is stick it all together. So I am going to just, this is, the other side of this is pretty too. I think we'll just use a bit of our, now another tip that someone gave me recently is, if you're stamping, you can obviously, if the stamp and seal hasn't been ended properly, it won't start properly, but if you use your silicone mat, I didn't do it far enough. There we go. I think it's just getting a bit gummed. I'm needing to give it a wee clean. So when this cartridge finishes, I will clean the case with some surgical spirit and get all the sticky. I think it's just catching on itself basically. Anyway, we take our card base, as I say, these beautiful card blanks from the Memories and More set. So just using your corners as a guide. And there you go, that's that bit set down. Now I will use my scissors. Now be careful because these are very sharp, but I just want to give this a bit of dimension. So I'm just curving around the petals a wee bit. You could use your bone folders various ways, but basically what I'm doing is breaking down the fibres at the back of the, on the paper, just so that that will curl, just to make it look a wee bit more, let's say, lifelike. I don't think that's the word now. I was going to say I've got my glue dots. I'm going to take the backing off a wee bit to get me. So I'm just going to use glue dots to build this up. So I just want a glue dot on the back, just one will be fine. Just want to make sure I'm aiming the petals at the right petal. So it's not that. Yes, not that. Yeah, there it is. So if we press down in the middle, so basically it's this is kind of like decoupage. There you go. That bit, and then we'll take the bit for the middle and do the same again. Now, the glue dots are quite thin, so I hold that down. I didn't curl that, did I? So just gently, because you know they're small, they're fragile. Maybe do it before you put the glue dot on. If you were doing a lot, you could just do, you know, do them all one stage at a time. Right, now this is not exactly the middle for this flower, I don't think, but it's close enough. The flowers are all slightly different. So as you see, that gives it all a bit of a layer. You can put dimensionals underneath, but I think that's just fine in itself. Now, I don't think I've got any of the small pearls left that I used here, because what I did here was I coloured the petals. This is so saffron, so what I did was I took the dark So Saffron alcohol marker, and I coloured the petals to match, but I think I am out of small petals, but just let me have a little check in here, so you never know. If not, I'll just have to use the bigger ones. But I thought the wee cluster of small ones looked pretty nice. Yeah, I am out of them, but I have some of the larger ones, so I'll just have to use what I've got. No, wrong tweezers. These tweezers. Right, so I want to colour some. I won't use the great big ones, but I'll use a few little ones. Well, these are the sort of medium. So I'm just going over them. Now I'm thinking actually what I'll do is I'll colour a couple of the large ones too. We'll see where we go. Right, I won't be needing more than that, but it's just subtle. And funnily enough, So Saffron's one of our subtle colours. So I'm bringing this in here. You see, I've built up a flower that was already on this paper. This one, I made a separate one and put it at the side. So you think about your composition and what you want. When you're cutting the paper, you can make your decision there. So let me think. I think I'll put a big one in the middle and then put some little ones round about. Actually, I think that's enough there. It covers over where they are. Is it sepals? I'm not even going to pretend to know. So there we go. There is a kind of a middle of a flower there, but we'll just leave that. Now we just need our sentiment, and we need that on dimensionals. Oops. Now this is not exactly the same as card one, and hopefully you'll just, you know, do yours to suit. I'm actually going to put this there slightly under the petal, that on that side. It just pleases my eye more on this particular card because I've got the main focus, the larger flower, to that side. So there you go, you can decide which you like best. And obviously make yours the way you like. I did mine to please me. You do yours to please you. Anyway, thanks very much. I'm blethering again. So thanks for coming to watch. I hope you're enjoying the kit, and I hope you're getting satisfaction from your makes. If you have any problems at all, just get in touch. If you're watching this on replay later on, after, you know, into November or even December or even another year in the future. These cards are part of my class in a post that I've been doing, and this was for October 2020. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, please press the bell icon and you'll get notified of any more videos that I put out. Thank you very, very much, everyone.